Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Virizion! Virizion on team number 2 from my top 5 best teams for the Holiday Cup. Virizion, quite powerful in this meta, and we are rolling with Stone Edge. I do think that despite what PV Poke may recommend and Leaf Bleed, I think Stone Edge is the way to go. Gives you the best coverage with all the flyers and ice types. And also on this team, Giratina will be on the safe swap for team number 2. And we are rolling with the Dragon Breath Ancient Power moveset. Again, gives you nice coverage. Being able to fight back against ice types with Ancient Power is quite nice. And my goodness, if you get that Ancient Power boost, holy smokes, look out. Giratina can absolutely put in the work. So very good safe swap. And also on this team, Lapras on the lead. And I'm running Ice Beam because I don't have enough Lapras candies to build the XL I've been holding on to. And I don't want to dump a bunch of rare candies into a Lapras with Skull Bash. So we are rolling with Ice Beam. I don't recommend it. Definitely go Skull Bash, but Ice Beam does help against Giratina. And before we dive into the featured set of the video, we're starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were a lot of fun. Here we go. Obstagoon lead. This is why we've got the 2 Pokemon in the back. Going to throw 1 Ice Shard just to have a bit of an energy lead before making a play into our safe swap Giratina. This is where Dragon Breath comes in super clutch in this meta, as Obstagoon is quite effective, and Dragon Breath allows you to beat Obstagoon in all even shield scenarios. So we're going to go for the Dragon Claw here. That's all we really need. We don't need to go for that Ancient Power. And they come in with a Charizard, and we're going to fake an Ancient Power. I had a strong feeling that they were not counting our Dragon Breath, so we're going to fake it. We were 1 off, but I'm banking on them not knowing that. Hopefully grab a shield, and we do. The reason why they shield that is because although Ancient Power may not be the strongest rock-type move and doesn't have stab, it's still basically one-shots Charizard. And they do take us out, fearing that Ancient Power. They didn't want to give up another shield. Gonna wait the switch timer and come in with Lapras. Getting ahead with 1 Ice Shard against that Obstagoon really helped out because it allowed us to outpace this Charizard to the Surf. We're saying bye-bye to the Charizard, and we are now up a shield. Gonna throw Virizion back in, and they're running double fire behind Obstagoon. And holy smokes, we got to grab that final shield. I don't like baiting. They usually call the bait, but not this time. They are on edge. They do not want to get one shot, but it is inevitable at this point. All we have to do is shield up this Flame Charge, and we will absolutely get to this Stone Edge. Oh my goodness, this is why Stone Edge is the way to go. So satisfying. We're saying bye-bye to the Talonflame, and Virizion is in the prime position to take over this endgame. Obstagoon can do nothing to Virizion. We are getting quite low. They go for the Night Slash there. Likely not running the recommended Cross Chop, but it would not have helped them as our Lapras is way too healthy, even if they did have Cross Chop, but I still recommend it. And we're saying bye-bye to the Obstagoon. Virizion coming in clutch, taking over the end game, sweeping in dominant fashion. You love to see it. That's going to be a good game. Well played. And just as I predicted, team number 2 proved to be quite strong. Despite losing lead nonstop, we did not get one favorable lead. It was awful. They had a Virizion, nice shiny Virizion, and we go into Giratina. They meet us with a Walrein. So, team reading, my friends. If they lead with a Virizion and they counter swap you with a Walrein, it's safe to say that they have an Aurorus in the back. This is a team comp that fellow content creator Home Slice Henry recently featured in the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition. So we are playing with that in mind. We're reading that there is an Aurorus in the back. Gonna play out the zeros here. This is not a flippable matchup, even with Ancient Power, although it did help. So this is where Skull Bash is highly recommended, my friends. We are in a tough spot here, holy smokes. So what we're going to do is soak this EQ and throw Virizion back in here to get an energy lead. So they came back in with their own Virizion, so there's absolutely a Aurorus in the back. But we do have loaded energy on Lapras, and we can absolutely fight back with Surf. You really need Skull Bash for the wall reigns and even an opposing Lapras, but if it's not one of those two, you can still do well with Ice Beam. But I do recommend Skull Bash, and we are just trading Sacred Swords back and forth here. So at this point, I'm calculating on how we can pull this out, searching for the win con. We did grab a shield, and I do want to get some more chip damage in. So we will match the shield, bringing us into the one shield scenario here. And after we throw this Sacred Sword, if they want to shield this Virizion, that would be great for us. But if they don't, we'll take the chip damage as well. Going to throw Lapras back in. And they do meet us with the wall rain. So yeah, there's 100% an Aurorus in the back. They have not revealed it as of yet, but just judging by how they are maneuvering here, they're protecting that Aurorus in the back. So we don't have Skull Bash. We're gonna just throw the back-to-back surfs, and there it is, right on cue. It is now confirmed. This is the Virizion Double Ice line that Home Slice Henry recently featured. Gonna throw the Surf. They do tank one. And Lapras from full health does tank a Meteor Beam, a non-buffed Meteor Beam, but we're not at full health. We're well below half health, and gonna go for this Surf and likely grab that final shield. It's getting a little rough. We knew that we could have set up a catch. That was the win con, but they just made life a whole lot easier. I don't know why they threw the Virizion in, but it just gave us additional farm. Win con spotted. We're saying bye-bye to the Aurorus, and Lapras has pulled off a miracle. Holy smokes. Like I said, a catch was in play, and that's the play we were going to make. But they panicked a little bit, I think, and threw that Virizion in, giving us more farm, allowing us to seal the deal a little bit easier. Good game, well played. Holy smokes, had to tap dance around that one, but we got it done in the end. And here we go, another Obstagoon lead. Like I said, we were not getting favorable leads, but that is the power of team number 2. We're able to work around awful leads. That's the sign of a good team. And team number 2 from my top 5 best teams has it in spades. So the way that usually plays out is they'll usually chip and dip. They will usually dip after you throw your first move, but we were on to them, and they meet us with a Togekiss. This is where Ancient Power comes in so clutch, and we're going to try our best to make it, and we do. The question is, do they shield this Togekiss? It won't quite KO, but we get the boost, and we farm down. Holy smokes. Giratina taking out a Togekiss. The Ancient Power boost helped a little bit, but holy smokes, that is still impressive, I must say. And they do come in with Obstagoon to farm down, but that is fine. As I said, Obstagoon can do nothing to Virizion, which is why Virizion is so strong in this meta, despite having the grass typing with all the ice types. Virizion, OP, guys. Comes in so clutch, has the same stat product as Cobalion, and the same moveset as well. We get to the Stone Edge. Speaking of, they make a play in a Charizard, and we're saying bye-bye to the Charizard. Holy smokes, they tried to call the bait, and it did not help them at all. Holy smokes. Nothing more satisfying than one-shotting a Charizard or Talonflame. You love to see it. Good game, well played. So yes, guys, if you were wondering, yes, Stone Edge, the way to go, despite what PvPoke may recommend. And here we go, a Beware lead. Very interesting pick for the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition. This thing does have access to superpower with stabs, so we do need to be aware of that. Gonna throw this Surf as Beware, not known for its bulk, but it does hit like a truck, and tried to catch a superpower there, but not quite successful. Their timing is quite good. We will shield up the first move, and they make a play in the Obstagoon. So going to throw Virizion in onto the Obstagoon. Again, that is why we've got Virizion on team number 2 to handle the Obstagoons, and they are They are running cross chop, so good on them for that. That is the way to go in all metas with Obstagoon, as Obstruct is an awful move. And oh, they let that go. That is amazing. Bye-bye Obstagoon, and they've got a Shadow Charizard in the back. So gonna try our luck again with the Stone Edge, but I'm expecting a shield, and they do wisely shield. They may have been one shot a few too many times at this point, and they do leave this matchup with loaded energy. So gonna throw Lapras in here and look to get rid of this Charizard. We will shield up the neutral Blast Burn. That thing hits like a truck from a Shadow, and expecting the combo play. Read them like a book, my friends. I was fully expecting them to grab the shield and then combo play. We were onto them, and we anticipate that, catching that double resisted damage onto our Giratina. And they are now at a payback, potential payback, but they threw the superpower, lowering their attack, so it doesn't do nearly as much. And we do get the farm down there. Gonna go for the Ancient Power on the Charizard. This is a Shadow, and this would one-shot, so they absolutely have to shield, and they do. And I would imagine they're not going to allow us to get to another move. They do not. They deny the energy, and that is fine. We've got loaded energy on our Lapras, and this is well within Surf range. And we do get this Surf off. Holy smokes, team number 2, so strong. Bye-bye to the Charizard. And Lapras coming in clutch in the end, sweeping the end game, taking out the Charizard. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Oh, those were some fun and exciting bonus battles, but we now move into the featured set of the video. Another awful Obstagoon lead. Just like with all the other Obstagoon leads, we make the play into our Giratina safe swap, and they usually like to chip and dip. That's generally how they play out, although I did have one Obstagoon make the mistake of trying to play it out, maybe unfamiliar with the matchup. It did not go well for the Obstagoon, I will say, but they do make a play into an Aurorus, and this is why Ancient Power is quite nice. It does hit these ice types for super effective, and they are going to go for a Weather Ball. It does not KO, as Giratina is about as bulky as it gets. Going to make a play for another Ancient Power. Holy smokes. I think they're going for an aggressive farm down, and we do get off this Ancient Power, and they let it go. Holy smokes. I don't know. I think they might have wanted to just get rid of the Aurorus, knowing that we had a Lapras on the team. So I think that's what they were doing there. Either that or they were sleeping on the power of Giratina. Either way, it did not work out for that Aurorus. It is gone, and we will shield up the potential Ancient Power. And this, my friends, is where Ice Beam really comes in clutch against these Giratinas here. We're going for it. They're not expecting the Ice Beam, and it does big damage on the Giratina, and we can now farm down. We definitely tank an Ancient Power, and we will, knowing that all they have left is an Obstagoon. They go Dragon Claw there, so that's fine. We do farm down, and we got the energy. We have no future plans for this Lapras in this battle, so might as well go for the big Ice Beam. We do grab the shield. It does not matter because Obstagoon can do nothing to Virizion. They know that, so they do save everyone some time, and they top left. Good game, well played. So as you can see, team number 2 for my top 5 best teams really puts in the work despite losing lead non-stop, guys. Another Obstagoon. This was insane to see. Holy smokes. Was everyone leading Obstagoon first day of Holiday Cup? Apparently, that's what we were experiencing, but it's fine. As you can see, we handle the Obstagoon leads beautifully with team number 2. And like I said, they usually stay in, chip us down a little bit, and they wait for us to throw before they swap out. So we will throw just to get this damage off here. And they do finally swap out into a Waterfall Gyarados. Very interesting to see. So we are going to go for this Ancient Power. Doesn't KO, but it does a decent amount of super effective damage, getting the Gyarados down to about 50% health. And because this thing is running Waterfall, I think we're going to make a proposition. We're going to shield this and look to get off a Dragon Claw and see if they will take the shield advantage and give us switch advantage. That would be amazing. So we're going to go for this Dragon Claw. They decline our proposition, so we're out of there into our Lapras. And we're just actually going to farm down with these neutral ice shards. We did get one through, so that will KO the Gyarados. And we tank a crunch all day, no problem. Lapras about as tanky as it gets. And we did load up on that Gyarados, so we're going to go for this big Ice Beam. They may not be expecting the beam, and they do get beamed. Likely not expecting that. Another, yeah, you do have that surprise element with Ice Beam. I didn't mind it. It kind of hurt us in a few matchups, but I found that it came in handy a lot more than it hurt us. And they do have a Talonflame in back, so going to go for this Surf. And because Lapras is so darn tanky, guys, we're able to hang in here long enough to get to yet another Surf. Holy smokes, Lapras so clutch. We do get to it. Does big damage on the Talonflame, and now it is all up to Virizion to make something happen here. We know that we tank a Flame Charge. If that was Brave Bird, that would have been quite disastrous, but it wasn't, and we've got Stone Edge. They're trying to farm us down, I presume. It's not working out for them. We get to this. Stone Edge was saying bye-bye to the Talonflame. Virizion coming in clutch yet again. Again, why Stone Edge is the way to go. Gives you a fighting chance in this meta. Good game, well played. So those of you who have trouble with the lead losses, maybe check out these battles because we were losing lead a lot. And this is technically a lead loss. We've got a Lapras mirror matchup here on the lead, and we do not have Skull Bash. So what we're going to look to do is time a catch. I was fully reading that they did have the Skull Bash. So we leave with loaded energy and we catch the double resisted Skull Bash on our Ghost type Giratina. You love to see it. Nothing more satisfying. Actually, correction. There is something more satisfying. One-shotting the fire flying types with Stone Edge, I think, is a little more satisfying, right, guys? But here we go. They've got their own Giratina. Got to go for the Dragon Claw here, and gonna just look to build up and play out this mid-game matchup. They do win CMP tie, which is unfortunate for us. Not gonna shield. Gonna let this go and look to farm down with our Lapras here. This is why you absolutely need the legacy fast move of Ice Shard. Really comes in handy. They've got an Obstagoon, so it's Virizion time. Here we go. Holy smokes. And they top left at the site of our Virizion. Virizion was gonna put in work, let's just say, on the remainder of that team. Good game, well played. Oh man, I had a lot of fun with team number 2. It was quite good despite losing lead nonstop. Here we go. Breloom, holy smokes, hello, Breloom. Wow, that was really fun to see. I never thought I'd see one. I knew that it was eligible, but I did not think that I would see one, and we did. That was super cool. It does core break the team a little bit here, as it does have the coverage move of Sludge Bomb, and its primary attack is Seed Bomb. It does also have access to Dynamic Punch with Stab, so not quite sure what they are running. We are here with a Snorlax here, and they did build up to an Outrage. I know with my luck, I'm going to get the one Snorlax running Outrage, so we do shield out of caution. It turns out they do not have it. If they did, they would have thrown it. Because at this health range we will farm down, and they do not have it, so we did kind of waste a shield there, but better to be safe than sorry, right guys? And I know that we can get that shield right back, because I know that Breloom is about as squishy as it gets. They absolutely have to shield at least one of our moves. They're thinking long and hard on what to come in with. They come back in with the Breloom, and we've got some loaded energy here for this Breloom. Gonna go for Dragon Claw number 1. They do let that go, and they're gonna have a tough time tanking Dragon Claw number 2, and I do imagine we'll get that shield right back, and we do get it, and they're going for an aggressive farm down. Holy smokes, but Breloom hits hard enough to where they can pull that off. Coming with our Virizion, and they've got a Shadow Ampharos in the bag, so I'm just going to dump Lapras here. I don't know if that's the play, but might as well just use it as a meat shield, I presume. What we could have done to play that a little bit better was just stay in on the Ampharos, but this is fine as well. They do let that Surf go through, putting the hope and faith into their Breloom to maybe make something happen here. And again, just like with that Snorlax, I know with my luck, I'm going to get the one Ampharos running Focus Blast, but no, they are not. So we wasted yet another shield, but that is fine. We still don't know what that Breloom is running. They could absolutely be running this coverage move of Sludge Bomb. So this is the moment of truth. This Breloom is quite low. They are running a Sludge Bomb, but we tanked that all day, no problem. We've got the back-to-back that we needed. Virizion tanks the Sludge Bomb and is about to stomp this little mushroom kangaroo thing into the ground. We get to the Sacred Sword. We're saying bye-bye to the little kangaroo mushroom known as Breloom. Virizion coming in clutch yet again, sweeping yet another endgame. You love to see it. Good game, well played. Oh man, shouts to our previous opponent for running the Breloom Spice. I do have one for Ultra, but I don't know about running it. But here we go. Another awful lead comes in the form of Virizion. This time we could not get a good lead to save our lives here, guys. Holy smokes, but that's the power of team number 2, able to beat the lead losses. But here we go. We actually went into our own Virizion this time. We're reading that this is the same team that Home Slice Henry featured not too long ago. It consists of Virizion on the lead with Walrein and Aurorus in the back. And this is why you don't want to safe swap Virizion onto this team, because they will stay in knowing that they have 2 Pokemon in the back that lose to Virizion. So this is how not to play against that Virizion double ice line. You actually want to go into your Giratina, which is your hardest counter to Virizion, but you're going to at least force them to swap. And I would also go so far as to say as to throw at least 1 ice shard, maybe 2, to give your Lapras an energy lead before you swap out into Giratina. We're not playing this correctly, and it is not working out for us, as our only answer to their backline is gone. So, guys, this is how not to play against the Virizion double ice line. You're going to be seeing it a lot. It's a very powerful team, and a lot of people tune in to fellow content creator Home Slice Henry. So be prepared for this team, and don't play it this way. Play it the way we saw in the bonus battle. You will have a lot more success, because now it's not looking good at all. Because they are hanging on to a shield for the Aurora sweep. So here we are. Gonna throw our Lapras in, and I know that it's not gonna happen, but I let it play out to show you guys how not to play against this team. We need 3 Surfs. 1 to get the shield, and 2 to KO. We do tank a Meteor Beam from full health, but we are just not gonna be able to make it to the 3 Surfs in time. It's lights out. The first one does get the shield. We're going to go for the second one here, and we do need a 3rd to KO. And that Walrein is still relatively healthy. This is an uphill battle, and they are going to mercifully put us out of our misery. They're going to go for the Meteor Beam, as Weather Ball would not KO, and we do top left. It was over. That's how not to play against that team, but they played that beautifully. Good game, well played to them. And that is the team, my friends. Holy smokes. All good things must come to an end. We made quite the run, despite being inundated with bad lead after bad lead. We overcame them all except for that last one. But to be fair, we did not play it correctly. And we saw proof of that there. So yeah, guys, team number 2, so strong, so powerful, so OP. Just as I predicted and anticipated when I built the team for my top 5 best teams for the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition. It is quite strong. Lapras handles most of the meta quite well. Although I did run Ice Beam for this team, I do recommend Skull Bash. It really comes in handy against the opposing water ice types. Although you can make Ice Beam work. It does come in handy. There's a bit of surprise factor there. And it does handle Giratina quite well, I will say, as well. So use your discretion, although I will recommend that you go with Skull Bash. But my goodness, team number 2, put in the work. Racking up the wins left and right. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching. And keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.